Well, hi there. This is more of a public service announcement than anything else. Um, I do these videos and I just rattle shit off the top of my head, basically, because I'm lazy. I don't want to do editing, and, it's hard enough for me to do these and then sit and watch myself again. It's barely tolerable. 'Cause I look at myself and I go, who the fuck is that? Because like everybody my age, you're surprised almost every morning when you get up and look in the mirror because you know in my mind it wasn't that long ago that I was a dashing young man who had brain cells still left and could speak, you know, in a decent cadence and all that kind of shit. So I've never been much for um, reading my comments and things like that. So I decided to read some of my comments. Holy shit. I had no idea I was such a fuck up. The last video I did, I think I was ranting about Joe Biden or something like that. And I got into talking about the Johnson elections, Lyndon Baines Johnson, for all you younger people. And he withdrew, and then they had the Democratic convention, and I believe that was the convention that happened in um, Ohio, where the 4 kids were killed, and Robert Kennedy was just killed right around that time. I mean, it was a really tumultuous time. But anyway, I said he ran against um, Reagan instead of Nixon, and I should have known better. But and I'm not hiding behind my old age or anything like that. And you can tell how much I do my deep research. I'm just winging this shit off the top of my head. But that is absolutely correct. It was Nixon, not Reagan. Reagan was probably 15 or 20 years in the 80s anyway. And I'm talking about back in 68, 60, 68. I'm pretty sure. I could get that. I can always get shit wrong. No doubt about it. Especially a lot of these Linux things. I don't necessarily get the concept wrong. I just get my merge mixed up. I get like, instead of, you know, video card, I'll say sound card, or, you know, bits instead of samples, or, you know, that shit happens all the time. So I kind of ignore all that because really, who cares? I mean, you guys really don't give a shit, do you? I mean, I'm sure the younger people that understand Linux, that watch my exploration in Linux, I get a tickle out of an old man like me, screwing things up. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to do with that particular kind of content. I'm just showing my old man process of, ditching the old school shit and learning the new ways of things with Linux. And I'm having a ball doing that too, by the way. I love doing that. And so anyway, I'm just here to I'm not going to apologize for screwing up. There's nothing to apologize for, but I am aware that I'm certainly not perfect, and I am going to make those kind of mistakes, and I'm probably, for the most part, not going to go back and watch all my videos and correct them and blah, blah, blah. So, for anybody who's concerned in the past or in the future, I don't even know how much longer. Some of the conversations I have with my doctor, honestly and truly, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this shit. So there you have that particular, nuance. And I'm also, I'm really getting averse to working at all. Although I've been doing a lot of stuff around the house, especially since the tornadoes hit, I've had to, all kinds of cuts and bruises and sprains and strains and just, you know, as much as I try to stay in shape and eat properly, I've done well because over the last, 15 or 20 years, I've lost 30 pounds and I've blah, 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 feeling pretty good considering. So anyway, that's all. I didn't, this is I know this is kind of stupid, but it just crossed my mind and I just wanted to say something about it. I'll entitle this video something, old man's misadventures within his own brain, I guess. I don't know. With the Ronald Reagan thing with and I believe he ran against Jimmy Carter. He did run against Jimmy Carter, and the whole Iran thing was going on, and younger people should look that up. So that was a pretty important time in our history. It was right after they kicked the Shah out. Well, never mind. I don't want to get into it because I'll probably screw that up. Because that would just be all from memory. I should chat GPT these things. That's what I ought to do. Okay, that's enough. Never mind. But anyway, keep those corrections rolling in because I definitely admit that I am going to be probably very imperfect in a lot of things that I say and do. Not because I conceptually have the wrong concept or anything like that. It's just that a lot of the details go. And I'm, like I said, lazy. I've had people that I've gotten in fights with on Facebook or something, some Trump kind of guy telling me to do my research, and I always laugh inside of myself. Fucking hell, I am never gonna do any research. I've been alive for 75 years. I have already researched. I have researched. I've searched and researched. I'm done with all that. I only read about stuff that interests me. I'm reading a great book right now, though. Well, I might do a video on that whenever I get it done. All right. Adios, my friends, and buenos dias, because it is definitely the daytime.